get started with a nice little walk in place. Or you can walk around your apartment. Mine isn't that big. It's my kitchen. For those of you that have not seen my apartment yet. So we'll do a little like 3-ish minute walking, kind of stepping warm up. We'll switch it up a little bit, and then we're gonna do a circuit warm up. That'll be 3 moves, back to back, 3 times, about 30 seconds each. Give you a little water break, and then we're gonna do our workout circuit, which is gonna be 6 moves today and 3 circuits, 3 rounds, about a minute each. A little bit about this style of training is that you regulate your own rest. That's very important. So you regulate your rep speed also. So you go at the rate you need to go at. Go as slow as you need to go as fast as you can with proper form without compromising your form. That's fine. Just start bringing your arms up a little bit. Pump those fists to the ceiling. Try to get those heels, knees up higher. So rest-based training. If I stop and I talk in the middle of a set, you don't have to stop. You can keep going. You go basically until you need to stop, take as much rest as you need, and then go again. Whenever you can go again, just join us where we are in the circuit through the entire workout, including this warm-up. Okay, side to side. Start to swing your arms nice and gently. Out to the side and in, just warm up your shoulders. So with rest-based training, the heavier the weight you're using, the more rest you are going to need, and that's fine. That's actually optimal. I'm going to give you options too and modifications to make the exercises easier, and I'll demonstrate before each one also, and then I'll just repeat the modifications as we go along. Okay. Let's kick our butt behind us. Just lift your heels up. You can keep that arm swinging. Try to go a little wider. Open up a little more if you can. And above your head, like old 80s aerobics style. Keep that belly button tucked in. We don't want an arch back. We always want to keep a nice tight core. Protect that spine. Okay, now let's do some kicks forward and just alternate arm and leg. Opposite arm and leg, I meant. And try to swing these up if you can. Just be nice and gentle. Oh, whoever was on 2 days ago, and I was trying to remember which wrestlers did this kind of move. I think it was the Bushwhackers, I think they were called. Nobody got back to me about that, but I didn't Google, I just tried to remember. Okay, so for our warm-up circuit, we're gonna do, for those of you that are returning, our usual 3 moves. We're gonna do our squat to stand, and you can bring it down now, you don't have to keep swinging. Squat to stand, our bear crawl, and our lunge, reverse lunge. So the first move in the warm-up circuit, I'm just gonna change my timer, hold on. Squat to stand is basically you're gonna touch your toes if you can, or just your shins, wherever. Squat down as low as you can go. If you can overhead reach while you're down here. Bum up, stand up. If you need help with that, just use your chair that you brought, or your ottoman, or your couch. Do your overhead reach here. But it's really just a squat down and a stand up. We're just warming up all of our joints pretty much. So I'm gonna start my timer and you guys can go with this first one. You don't have to do the overhead reach, you could just go down and stand up. And I'm often facing the side so you can see my form. But then I'll also try to give you as many angles as I can. Nice and easy, go at whatever tempo you need to go at. You can rest during this warm up if you need to also. Next move is reverse lunge. So we're gonna do 2 on the left and 2 on the right. You can hang on to something if you need help with your balance, that's fine. Just make sure or you can alternate also. It's just easier to do balance-wise, a couple on one leg and then a couple on the other. There's no shame in hanging on to anything at any time to retain your balance. I do it all the time. Okay, next move is a bear crawl. So the hardest version of this is this. You're just walking hands and feet on the floor, back and forth. The easier version is just standing and doing our knees and arms, putting a little bit of flexing into it, get those shoulders warmed up. So 30 seconds of bear crawl, go. You can also do this if you are non-weight bearing. You can do it from the couch. Bushwhacker, I should start to call them. And you don't even have to go far. You can really just take like 2 steps, turn around, 2 steps, turn around, up to you. Okay, back up to our squat to stand. Toes, bum down, bum up, stand up. Toes, bum down. This is like the yoga pose. Forget yoga. I think it's just called a yoga squat. Maybe, I don't know. Not much of a yogi. And as I mentioned, I don't play music so you all can hear me. You can play music on your end. Mention that in the email, I believe. Okay, reverse lunge again. Sometimes this warm-up feels like a workout also, but a nice gentle one. It's important to grease the groove a little, we call it, which is doing light and a lot of repetitions of one movement, so we're ready to do the loaded version later. Okay, bear crawl again, go. So this, we're putting weight on our hands so we get those shoulders and that chest warmed up and engaged. Couple more seconds of this. I'm gonna grab my water. Okay, squat to stand. It's our last round. I like the overhead reach because you get a bit of a twist in it. Get the spine warmed up a little bit more. You can go as slow as you need. If you only do 2 or 3, that's fine. There's no competition. Okay, reverse lunge. Same thing, if you really need to slow these down, that's fine too. And any of the reps in the workout later to go at your own pace within the circuit. A few more seconds. Okay, we're gonna do our last bear crawl. Okay, 13 more seconds. Three, 2, 1. Okay, grab some water. Okay, give you a few seconds since I can't see most of you. So our first exercise is going to be a thruster, they call them, but it's really a squat. You can use your dumbbells here if you want. You can use your heavy bag loaded in the front, or you can use a band. Oops. So it's basically a squat and an overhead press, or shoulder press. That's our first move. So you can do, like I said, band, take my dumbbells, our detergent jugs, or the heavy bag. But you want to kind of just rest it on your chest if you use it. So you're going to be down, resting overhead. Now, 4 notes about this is if you cannot go to parallel with your thigh to the floor, I don't want you to be doing this little quarter squat thing. If you can't go to parallel on your own, use the couch, use your box, whatever you brought for your box. I'd rather you go here with help than here without help. Because when you just go to here, it's mostly quad dominated, lots of pressure on your knee. We do not want that. We want to recruit the hamstrings and the glutes. And that means by doing that, by going to here to parallel, that's when these all come in more. Because things like, if you can only squat to here, how do you end up sitting on the couch? How do you end up sitting on the toilet safely? You need these muscles. So I don't want to see any quarter squats. Not that I can see many of you. Just promise me no quarter squats, okay? Alrighty. Let's do our thrusters. And I'm timing this, so I'll let you know when we're moving on to our next exercise. So, like I said before, take a rest whenever you need. If you're using your couch, you're going here and up. If you're using uneven weight like I am for my dumbbells, time to switch them right now. Anytime I switch my dumbbells, that means we're halfway through the circuit and I'm evening out so I don't have one giant arm. Good job, everybody. Okay, next up, we're doing a Russian twist. I always quote everything because there's different names for everything. So options for this, you can be down on the ground. You can load it, which means using weight if you want. Lift your heels up if you can. Just do a little oblique twist movement. To make it easier, put your feet on the ground. Don't load it, you can just do this. You can also rest your back against something to make it even easier, that's fine. You can even sit on the couch, lean back a little bit. Just depends on how much regression you need. So regression means making it easier, progression means making it harder. So let's do our minute circuit, Russian twist, go. I'm gonna do mine down here. And like I said before, go as slow as you need to for your reps. It's not a race, you really don't need to be doing these fast. I want them nice and controlled. Take a break whenever you need. You can drop down weight if you want, but you don't have to. You can just take a break and pick up your heavy weight again when you're ready. If you find this bothers your back, put your feet on the ground and don't lean back so far, just twist. Or support your back with something. Some people tend to feel it in the low back. Okay, third move we're gonna do is a step up. So use your box if you have it, use your chair. You're gonna alternate legs, use your couch, use your ottoman. If you don't have any of these, because I can't see you all, just do a reverse lunge like we did in the warm-up. So just step back. If alternating is too hard, like left, right, just do a few on the left and then a few on the right. Just keep it even. Even Steven, okay? 1 minute, go. You can load these also if you want. I'm gonna use my dumbbells. Actually, I'm gonna use my chair since it's a little more sturdy. So left foot, then right foot, left foot, then right foot. I'm gonna switch my weight so I am even. Don't want one big leg and one small leg. Take these as slow as you need also. You can also hang on to, like if you're not loading and you need to bounce, hang on to the back of your chair. That's fine. Okay. Our next move is going to be a row fly combo. You need your dumbbells for this. If you don't have dumbbells or detergent jugs or soup cans, that's fine. You can just do it with no weight, just squeeze your muscles. So we're gonna do a row, dumbbell row. It's gonna be row and a rear fly combo. Row and a rear fly combo, okay? 1 minute, go. And I'll let you know when I switch halfway through again. Don't forget to breathe. I breathe pretty heavy because I talk the whole time. I suggest you all try this, talking through a workout the entire time, at least once in your life. Switch if you have uneven dumbbells. All right, 10 more seconds. Okay, this next move is literally just getting down on the ground, laying down, and standing up. I will demonstrate for you. Get down on the ground, lay down, and stand up. However you need to stand up and get down is up to you. If you need to go super slow, take a knee, grab onto the couch, lower yourself down this way, then roll over. And that's fine. Go as slow as you need. Take all the precautions you can and stand up. You can even do it on the couch. Sit down on the couch, lay down. We all do that, right? We all lay down on the couch and watch Netflix. We all lay down in our beds and have to get up. So I incorporated this because I want to show you. It seems kind of silly, but it's like one of the most functional exercises you can do, because this is something with squatting to the couch. It's something we do every single day. And we need to engage those muscles that help us do those movements so they don't atrophy and we lose the ability to do those things through our life as we get older, okay? So 1 minute, get down on the ground and get up. I do it this way. This is just how I do. You can do it however you need. If you don't have a mat, I'm on my rug, half on my floor, half on my rug. This you'll feel abs, you'll feel glutes, you'll feel everything. But you can see, right? As you squat down, there's a squat. As you go back, there's your abs. There's your abs again coming up. There's your whole entire lower body standing up. Ten more seconds, take a break whenever you need. If you can only do one of these in the entire minute, that's fine. Just make sure you give yourself a high five because you did one, and that's awesome. Okay, that's a minute. Okay, our last exercise in this circuit is a hip thrust. Some of you know it. You're gonna put your back up against the couch, chair, whatever you got. You can wear if you have a short band, you can wear it around your knees if you want, you don't have to. You can put weight on yourself if you like. I'll show you that later. So your back's gonna be up. Feet are gonna be shoulder width apart or hip width. Toes slightly turned out. And you're gonna thrust up. Eyes are looking forward, chin is tucked, gaze is forward. I don't want you out here, and I don't want your back arched. I want your ribs tucked, belly button sucked in, pelvis tilted this way on the way up. It's really like a pelvic tilt. All right, 1 minute, go. If you don't have a box, you can just do a glute bridge on the floor. Same thing, just put your back on the ground. If you want to load it, put something on your hips. This is cat litter and 2.5 pound plates times 2. Whew. Take a break whenever you need and pop back in when you're ready. The band helps engage your glutes, activates them, also makes it harder. Ooh, I don't know if I can do the thick one today. You need to hang onto your head to hold it, to support it, that's fine. Just make sure you're not flaring your ribs. And keep those ribs down, eyes forward. Show you this angle. Toes are slightly out. You can take a wider stance if you want. Some people like that better. Everyone's hips are different. Okay, good. That's the first circuit. We're gonna go back to the top with our thruster. So grab whatever you're using. Dumbbells, heavy bag, and squat overhead press. Squat shoulder press. Or use your couch. If you can't get down, you think you won't feel it when you use the couch, but you do. You'll actually feel it in your glutes even more if you don't have a parallel squat on your own. 8 more seconds. I'm gonna finish with these. Okay, back to our Russian twist. On the ground. You can do it with or without weight, up to you. Twist in side to side. Nice and slowly. You can put your feet on the ground if you want to make it easier. Put your back against something for support also. There's no shame in regressing. You always want to choose the version you can do to the best of your ability without compromising form. Those are my rules. Building muscle. Building muscle makes your body more metabolic at rest and at work, which burns fat. And that's why we want muscle. Muscle and fat weigh the same, muscle just takes up less space. So that's why sometimes if you gain muscle and you see the scale go up, but your pants are fitting fine, don't freak out, you're just building muscle, and that's great. Okay, step up or reverse lunge. Don't forget to alternate legs. I'm gonna fall forward. I'm gonna switch my dumbbell weights. The higher your step, the slower you're gonna have to go. Seven more seconds. Okay. Oh, I need these. Row, fly combo. So row, rear fly. Row, arms out to the side behind you. Show you from this angle. Ooh, I'm feeling it already. Okay, I'm gonna switch my weights. We're about halfway through this minute. So this, we wanna make sure we have a nice and neutral back, flat back. We don't want a round back. We don't want a super arched back. You can also do this seated if you need. You know, take a little break. Or if you're a non-weight bearing exerciser. Few more seconds. Okay, lay down and get up. Go. You need to lay down and just stay down for your break, that's fine. I usually try to do these without my hands, but I can only do so many, and then I have to use, you can use the couch to get up, that's fine. You can just help yourself however you need. You can even, you don't have to go, this is prone, face down, you can do that if that's easier or better suited for your ability. Just get down however you can and get up, taking a lot of care. Any of you are doing this with no hands, I want to know later. Okay, hip thrust again. Back up on the couch or back on the floor if you're just doing a glute bridge. You want your feet far enough out so your shins are perpendicular to the ground. So you got a 90-degree angle between your knees, well, at your knee joints. So between your shins and your thighs and your shins and the floor. Don't forget that pelvic tilt at the top, eyes forward, chin tucked. You can hang on wherever you need. Some people put their hands on their ribs to keep their mind on their ribs to not flare. Some people do this. Just remember those ribs tucked, belly button in. Some people don't. Some people put them up here. I usually hang onto the couch. 7 more seconds. Your glutes can take a lot, so I work mine quite frequently. Okay, last round, squat to stand. Grab your weight if you're using heavy bag band, whatever it is. I mean, sorry, not squat to stand, thruster. So squat, shoulder press, squat, shoulder press. I want you to be going to parallel, and I will always, always remind you. So if you cannot do this low, use that couch, use that chair. Parallel is your goal. I'm going to take my little rest because this bag is heavy. Great work, everybody. You can also do, I think, if you want to do more of like a clean and press, you can do that too. A clean is basically lifting off the floor, getting it to your shoulders. A little more complicated. Okay, back to our Russian twist. Abs, obliques on the ground or the couch, whatever you're using, and twist side to side. Show you this angle. Keep those knees together. And you don't actually have to twist your body to the side too much because you want to keep that balance, right? So it's just with your arms, just reach, or with your hands. You don't have to have your hands together. This makes it easier too if you spread your hands apart. You gotta put your feet down, that's fine. That's fine. But I like to load, which means add weight as much as I can, because that builds more muscle. And what does muscle do? Burn fat. I know you're all saying it with me. Okay, 6 more seconds. 2, 1. All right, back to our step up, whatever you're using, and go. Or if you're doing your reverse lunge, do your reverse lunge. I'm gonna go back to my chair. So if you're alternating, whatever foot you comes down last, that's the foot you're stepping up with. Make sense? Okay, I'm gonna switch my uneven dumbbells. $18 seconds left. And then we only have 2 more after this. 6 seconds. Okay, row fly combo, rear fly. Row, rear fly, go. Row, rear fly. Don't forget to breathe. Belly button in. No matter what you do during the day, suck that belly button in. Those abs protect your core. Well, they are your core. They protect your spine. Your abs are there to protect your spine in any move you do, any moment of the day. Whew. 11 more seconds. 3, 2. Okay, last lay down, get up. However you do. If you need the couch, hang on to the couch all the way down. That's fine. Do whatever you gotta do. Back up. 30 seconds. Seconds. This one feels like forever. Oh, I'm feeling it in my quads. Ugh. Now is the point where I start to need help. Okay, 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last hip thrust set. I'm gonna load mine. Back up against the couch, feet about hip, shoulder width apart, toes slightly faced out, 20, 30 degrees out, or you're on your back doing a glute bridge from the floor. Shins are perpendicular to the ground. Eyes are forward. Pretend you're watching Netflix across from you. Chin is tucked. 23 seconds. Take a break whenever you need and just come back up when you're ready. Okay. Even if you only break for 1 second, 2 seconds, that's fine. If you gotta break for 10 seconds, also fine. Self-regulated is the key. I don't like seeing trainers push people until they can't move anymore. Okay, that's it. And we're gonna stand up, get some water, keep your legs moving, just walk around a little. Whew. We want to slowly bring that heart rate down. So that was our warm up. Let's just take some side to side steps here. And then just a nice lunge to the side. Deep breaths in and out. Our warm up is usually, I take you through around like a 3-minute walkie, kicky kind of thing. And then we do our 4.5-ish minute warm up circuit, which usually feels like work already. Okay, let's just stay on one side now. Stretch out that adductor on the other leg. Put your weight on the bent knee. If you want to go a little lower, you can get more of a stretch. And then our actual workout was 6 moves times a minute each, so an 18-minute circuit with some talking in between, but I actually didn't work you long enough, or longer than a minute each time. Other leg. And that's usually the general setup of the workout. Bend a little bit deeper if you can. Just bring it up. So I want you to take a nice little relaxed stance. I'm going to take some deep breaths, okay? In and out. And really exhale with some noise. One more. And step. I'm going to turn to the side. Well, I'm going to turn to the side. Do a hamstring stretch, standing. So split stance with your feet. One leg bent, the other one kind of straight. You can keep a soft bend in it. Think of pushing your butt to the wall behind you. Put your torso weight on your bent leg and just bend into that hamstring on this straight leg. And you want to keep your back straight, suck that belly button in. You don't want to drop your head too low yet because, well, I'm feeling really hot still and my heart rate is Not completely down yet, we can switch to the other side. So you just want to take care with keeping your head up if you feel like you need to, if you're still a little warm. I should turn on the air conditioning or open my window. All right, go up to a quad stretch, standing also. So you can hang on to something if you need the balance help. Take one foot behind you, hand on the top of your foot, knees together, shoulder down, shoulder blade back. Pull that heel towards you, stretching out the front of the thigh. Belly button in, we don't want to be here. We don't want our leg way out here. You almost want to think of a pelvic tilt here too. When I do this, that means pelvic tilt. Switch legs. I'll just show you from the back, knees together. Elbow is behind you. Okay, hip flexor stretch. Down on the ground, if you can, kneel. You can also do this on something padded. If you need to take your knee on the couch, that's fine. Or you can put a mat underneath this knee. One leg up on one knee, and you're just gonna kind of lunge forward with your weight. Getting that stretch in the hip flexor in the front. I like to hang on to something or use a yoga block to go deeper. Some people can get down here. Sometimes I can if I stretched enough. Or if I'm squatting in the gym, then I usually do, but not today. You can also lift this leg up or lift the knee off the ground for a deeper stretch. Feels like a little too much work for me when I'm stretching though, so I just kind of lay into it. Switch it up, other leg. Just being nice and gentle when you're coming out of your stretches too. Try to hold your stretches when you're stretching on your own for at least 10 seconds. Ideally, we should hold them for around 30, if not more. Once you're warm, never stretch before your workout. You can also put an arm overhead on the stretching leg. Whew, gently come out of that. Hip stretch, I like to do it seated. If you feel like laying down, if your heart rate has come down enough, you can also do this laying down on the ground. I just cross one leg over the other knee. You know, like how some people just sit this way. Think of pushing this knee away from you. Lean forward slightly to get that deeper stretch. So if you're on the ground, you're just basically doing the same thing, but you're using your arms to pull this leg towards you. Think of pushing this knee out. But that one, I feel like I can't really relax into that one, so I don't do that one much. Switch legs. That's me. That's why I don't do yoga, because I strength train a lot. I do this kind of stuff a lot. So yoga always feels like such a workout. I do restorative yoga when I do yoga, because I like to just relax into it and hold the stretches for a long time. I feel like it's better for my recovery. Lean into it if you need. Another good hip stretch that actually is a yoga pose is the pigeon pose, something like this, where you sit. This foot's in front of you, other leg is straight behind you, hips are square. You're just leaning sort of downward, forward into it. If that makes sense, I'm not a yoga teacher. This I like because you also get a bit of hamstring and I can actually relax into that one. You can do any of your favorite stretches during this time. You don't have to do these ones also. These are just the ones that I tend to do. All right, let's do some arms. So when I stretch the front of the shoulders and the chest, arms behind me, fingers laced, arms straight, just lift those hands up behind you. Belly button tucked in, ribs down. We don't want our shoulders way up here. Nice and gently. You can also do this against a wall. If you're near a wall, like this. and pull away that way, and you'll feel the stretch in here. Bicep stretch, heels of your hands, push them away from you. Straighten your arms, ribs down, belly button in. Slightly move your hands behind you if you can. You do not have to. Keep your shoulders down. We don't want shoulders up by our ears. Shoulders down, shoulder blades back. You can lift your fingers to the ceiling. Think of that too. Okay, triceps, one arm bent, hand behind you. Use the other one. Push it towards your head. You can push your head against your arm also. That helps with the stretch. Just keep those, ribs down, belly button in. We don't want this. Other arm. Get some back of the shoulder stretch action. So take one arm across your body. Use your other arm to push it. Again, shoulder down. Be gentle here. We don't want to pull any of our awesome little stabilizer muscles we have in our shoulder girdle. We want to protect those guys, because once you tear them, they don't recover easy. Other arm, if you have not switched yet. I like to do a lat stretch when I can hang on to something. Lats are, your big wings on the side. Just gently, you hang on to something, whatever it is that's sturdy, and lean away if you can. Just real nice and gently. It gets it all up in here, because your lats across your shoulder are also. You can do a palm out, facing out if you want to. You can play with it. Palm facing down. I kind of do a bunch of different ways. Forearm stretch. Sometimes I just do this during the day. Especially now that we're all sitting in front of our computers so much more and like typing and using a mouse.